Hey, welcome back to the show, everyone. I am Lim510, and I want to thank you for coming back again. I really appreciate it. First, I want to say that now we have 43 subscribers, and I know that people are like, 43, that means nothing. Hey, you know what? To me, that means something. Even if 43 of those guys or girls or animals are just gonna be like, hey, you know, I'm never gonna check this guy out. Hey, you know, 43 is better than nothing, in my opinion. You know, I mean, and if not, I always have, you know, some family members that can come and subscribe or whatever. But this game 2 of the My Player playoff run that the A's are making right now. Yes, I know, Oakland fans, we made it. We made it to the playoffs in virtual reality. I'm so psyched. We had Trevor Cahill on the mound for game 2 against Clay Buchholz and the Boston Red Sox. So hopefully we can get the game here in Oakland and go back to Boston and pick up a game there, and then eventually finish it off of there. So hey, you know what? I'm hoping. I mean, in this and in this season, I feel like the Oakland A's team in this game is better than the Boston Red Sox team, as you see their lineup. So because of that, I think that we can get this done. I think that we can win this game and win the next couple games and just get some days off before we go into the next round. That's what I'm hoping for, you know, because that's eventually what I want to do. So because I just want to get through it, hey, guess what I do on the first pitch that I see? I swing away and hit a lazy fly ball. You know, I mean, I just want to get over. I just want to get this over with. So obviously, I failed. Didn't get the base hit. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, I think that flying out and grounding out is a lot better than striking out, because when you strike out, there's like just looks ugly on the stat sheet. And then if you strike out a lot, then you see this little animation that says has struck out 50 times in the last couple, whatever. So it's like, eventually, I mean, yes, it does it gives the same ding to your average, but I think the strikeouts are a lot worse, and I think everyone who knows baseball can agree with this, than flyouts or groundouts. Here, again, and I don't know what it is, but like when I don't know a pitcher, and Clay Buchholz, for me, he has a really good breaking ball, so I swing at the first pitch and get an RBI here, and put us up 4-2. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I feel like we can definitely get this done. And again, I'm on base, and I said this in my other video that when you get on base, you really have to stay on base, because you don't get that many points for base running. So because of this, I wanted to stay on base and get some more points for base running and increase my speed. Because as you guys saw, you guys can go back and check out. They actually tried to put me out of first because I'm so slow, but Kurt Suzuki wasn't able to get it done. Hit the lazy ground ball, and yeah, that's that. But I wanted to quickly talk about the All-Star game, which happened a couple days ago. First, great game. For some reason, I really enjoyed it. And maybe it's because this year, I don't know what it was. Usually I watch the All-Star games and I watch like 85% of it, you know. But this time I watched like 98% of it. They're like, oh, 98%. Why didn't you watch 100%? And I'm really actually pissed off, because they had this this thing where they showed this kid that like imitated batting stances, and I missed it, and it's kind of pissed me off. But this time I watched 98% of it, and I really enjoyed it. You know, I mean, the starting pitchers were great. You had Weaver on the AL, you had Holiday on the NL. They pitched really well, and then you put Cliff Lee in, and he gave a home run to Adrian Gonzalez of the Boston Red Sox. So, you know, you were like, here it goes again. The AL is going to dominate. But then, Prince fucking Fielder comes in and hits a bomb. Well, it wasn't really a bomb. Well, it was kind of a bomb. Yeah, let's go with that. It hits a bomb, and eventually gives the game to the National League because of that bomb. So this comes to my next statement, which is, has the National League, and you guys can let me know in the comments, has the National League, with just a yes or no, you know, has the National League overtaken the American League in skill? Because if you guys remember a couple of years back, American League would always win every All-Star game. I mean, there was no competition over there in the National League for some reason. It was just a total domination. And even in the beginning of the broadcast, Joe Buck was like, Well, obviously the American League is better than the National League. So let me know. I think the National League has overtaken it. You know, I mean, they got a lot of good players over there that are young as well. You know, so I'm thinking that they've overtaken it. Plus, their pitching, I think, in the National League is a lot better than the American League. Now, given I know CC Sabathia and Derek Jeter weren't there, and Alex Rodriguez wasn't at the All-Star game, so I'm aware of this. I know, but even with them, even if they had been there, I think that at the end of the day, the National League would have won. Just a feeling that I have that they're just way better, you know. Plus, they got two of the most entertaining closers in the game. We've got Brian Wilson with that beard, nasty ass, and you got Heath Bell, my new favorite player, Heath Bell. This dude, and I don't know if you guys see this, but I'll just give you a quick rundown as we win Game 2. This dude is like a pretty heavy-set dude, you know, but he was chugging, man. He got called in, and he ran in there. He slid in. He was having fun. He slid in all up in the dirt and stuff and into the pitcher's mound, and it's funny because they showed this clip of, like, the guy with the camera, and the camera dude was, like, trying to keep up with it, and eventually just gave up. But that dude's my new favorite player. You know, I mean, I hope he gets traded to Oakland just so that I can watch him every game because, man, that dude is funny. But hey, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about what you guys thought about the All-Star game if you saw it. Again, check out my other videos. I am living for 510. I'm out of here. The new clothing line that my friend has is blowing up. It's in the description. Deuces.